Thanks for joining us Behind the Frontline, a podcast providing timeless solutions to everyday workforce and workplace challenges. Frontline Training Solutions is an express employment professionals company, strategically placed between the workplace and the workforce with professionals standing by, ready to combat your unique challenges. Learn more about what we do at frontlineon.com. Thanks for tuning in to this special segment of Behind the Frontline, where we went to Denver, Colorado to the Express Employment Professionals International Leadership Conference, and we sat down with some of the top staffing leaders around the country and asked them questions about what challenges they are seeing in the workplace and the workforce, and their thoughts about how companies can become and stay employers of choice. Like anything you hear and want to know more, contact us at frontlineon.com or reach out to your local Express Employment Professionals near you. So now we're sitting with Ryan Smith, who's the franchisee at St. Joseph, Michigan. We're also sitting with Aaron Mercer, who's the VP of Business Development and Marketing in Oxnard and Thousand Oaks, California. Aaron, Ryan, it's a pleasure to be sitting with you. Tell us a little bit about your local area, your role there, what your focus is.
All right, I'll start. My name is Ryan. Thank you for the introduction. Franchisee of the Express office in St. Joseph, Michigan. We also have a recruiting office in Paw Paw, Michigan. We're in the bottom left corner of the state.
You didn't use your hand.
Yeah, well, yeah, ish.
Yeah,
right
right.
here.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're right on the lake. It's a great place to live and a great place to do business. The community is a tight-knit community, and businesses like to do business with people who are local, for sure. So I wasn't a very good listener. What was your other question? You had a couple
that's
questions.
it.
That was
good. Good
Okay.
introduction.
Great.
Aaron, tell us about your office and what you do there. And
Sure. So our office, we represent Ventura County, so Oxnard and Thousand Oaks. We're one county north of LA, so very much not LA, but we're close by. It's more of a sort of your typical middle class, blue collar and good white collar mix for a county. It's great for business. We've got aerospace, agriculture, and a lot of mix of small and large business. So it's an awesome market.
yeah, that's great. So with the companies in your area, what are some of the what are you seeing as the biggest challenges within the workplace and the workforce?
A lot of them, really. I would say coming off of COVID, there was a big impact on wage inflation. So companies were forced to come up on pay rates quite a bit just to get people out to work.
Yeah.
And now they're sort of just trying to rebalance all that. And then a lot of our clients and prospects have less demand for some of their product. So there's some backlog of items. So there's just kind of this flux of trying to get the demand back up for their product and then balancing the wages that they can afford to attract people to do the work.
Yeah. I could second a lot of what you just mentioned. In Michigan specifically, the automotive industry has a huge impact on the general Michigan economy.
Right.
And so I think at the tail end of last year with the strike, we're starting to feel some of the backlog as well of the anticipated production that didn't end up happening, and now we're kind of starting to feel a little bit of that. In St. Joe specifically, we're tier 2 and tier 3, so we're kind of delayed from all of that, and we're starting to see it now as opposed to the Detroit side of things. We were seeing it earlier. But to piggyback off of the wage conversation, the companies that were first to the table in making those decisions and those investments last year got their employees a while ago. And now, in some ways, they're behind. Some other companies that might have been late are now higher than them, and some of our largest companies, specifically, are in the bottom 25% again of their pay rates, and it's making it even more challenging for us to help them, even though they were easy to help 6 months ago, 9 months ago, and now they're behind because they did their investment early. So it's just very, very strange in terms of the financial piece of employment.
Yeah, with those challenges you both listed, what are some of the creative solutions that you're seeing being offered through companies, or maybe some that you would suggest to be offered to companies?
As far as what they're doing to try to attract people or try to just balance everything?
That's right.
One of our clients, and this is kind of specific to them, is consolidating some of their facility. So, one of the I think advantages post-COVID is a lot of companies don't need as much space. So we have one client that is sort of reorganizing their square footage so that they can kind of downsize some of that overhead on the rent and then use it towards adding additional people.
Okay.
So that's kind of a specific example to them, but that's one thing of like we're just reshuffling things because the work has to get done. It's just where you're going to get the capital from.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We still have companies that do attendance bonuses and stuff that are all related to what happened at COVID. And I think that that's helped us be able to provide people to them because it's an incentive for the employee to go to work every day and do their job that they're supposed to do. But also it gives us the opportunity to kind of sell that opportunity a little bit more that, hey, there's actually bonus here for just doing what you're supposed to do anyway. And then we're still having those conversations with our clients and they're listening to this is what your competitors are doing.
Yeah.
And they're listening and they're taking that into consideration. And they're trying to be as open to backgrounds, drug screens, pay, as all of those things are starting to be open to that. So it goes without saying that company culture and opportunities and things like that are always important. But in order for them to attract somebody through us, for us to be able to sell that job, culture, we can try and sell it before they get there, but it's what keeps them there.
Right.
But attracting them to the job, that culture, they're like, whatever, culture's great, but why am I going to leave my job now to go do something else? So it's some of those other competitive advantages that either widen the available talent pool for them, the higher pay rates are always good, or benefits or things that we can sell ahead of that job. So.
Yeah.
So what's also interesting about these two gentlemen is that they're part of the Frontline network.
That's right.
We partner with both of your offices to offer training. Any thoughts on how that's been helpful, or at least how you think about that partnership as helping you with your clients, and any specific examples you might have?
Yeah, I can share specifically. I think it was Tuesday. Today is Thursday. I got an email from a client that fired us about 4 years ago.
Okay.
But they took frontline training, supervisor boot camp in our office a couple months ago. And we got an email that said, hey, we might need some warehouse people.
There
so
you
specifically,
go.
like,
Hey.
they might want to buy some staffing
So
again,
good.
which is great. So getting a job order right now is like
That's
candy.
awesome.
It's great. But just to see companies start to make decisions and improve their organizations is going to make our community better and give more people, more associates opportunities to work for good companies. And they're investing in themselves. So it's been really cool to be able to provide that and have them use our location for that. It's been great. So,
Aaron, I know we've got a couple things going on out there.
Yep.
Got some in-person open enrollment, but also some partnering with specific clients.
Yep. Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, it's just another tool to talk to our clients about, another lead in. And, just to kind of piggyback on what the conversation is it's just an opportunity for companies to really train their talent. There's a lot of companies, I think, that love the tuition reimbursement, but what I love about this is more direct to what the person's doing in their role today, right? You can do the tuition reimbursement, which is great, but as soon as that person gets the degree, they might be thinking, all right, I'm out, I'm going to go do something different. Where this is, supervisor boot camp, it's giving them the skills that they need in the job that they just got promoted to.
That's right.
For example, and micro certifications are huge right now. So it's an awesome tool. And I'm like pleasantly surprised at how receptive companies are when you talk to them about training and developing their workforce.
Yeah. Well, we're so glad you guys are both partnering with us. This is excellent.
Yeah. So when we think about, being a company that attracts people, that retains people, that focuses on good training and development, it's all kind of part of that employer of choice package. So I'd love to know from both of you, how do you define employer of choice for a company?
I think just practically or what you would see is you would see people that come to our office specifically and say, I want to go work there, and then asking them why, and then they tell you. They tell you because the company cares for their people, they pay them well, a living wage, they have opportunities, maybe their facility is cleaner than others. And I'm thinking specifically manufacturing. There's obviously other types of companies, but I just remember there's one particular one that we work with that we just have people come in every day and say, we want to work here. And they get referrals constantly. And all the supervisors are kind people. They're people that care about other humans. They care about good quality work. So it's a place you can really sink your teeth into and give of yourself, and you get a return on that. And those are the kinds of companies that when you ask associates where do they want to work, and they tell you the same place.
Yeah.
There's a reason, and those are some of the main reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
For me, I think it starts with attracting the candidate and making the interview process sort of make sense. You know, the interview and screening process from the get-go has to kind of align with the job that the person's going to be doing. We lose a lot of candidates if the interview process is wonky, or it's like 5 interviews, or there's no clear process just to get in with the company. That's already kind of like an indication of what it might be like to work there. But yeah, culture is huge. I think streamlined communication and having a structure within the company, you know, a company that has like a clear foundation of how they make decisions, how they advance people, how they're growing, and how they're kind of defining the culture, I think is huge. If it's kind of too loosey-goosey, I think people just get kind of confused and they don't really know, like, hey, what's my future with this company, or where do I stand? So I think if you're trying to retain people, they kind of need to have a clear indication of whether or not they're doing a good job.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, communication's big. I was actually going to say I should have said that, but yeah.
Right.
Clients that communicate openly with their employees, and there's that dialogue back and forth is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, building transparency builds trust.
Yeah,
that's right.
For sure.
That's so good. So, you know, we're still in a current talent crisis. We have been for a few years now. What's your best advice for companies as they, you know, are navigating some of these talent shortages, and you're trying to work with them to help them become and stay employers of choice? What would you say?
Hire a staffing company to help you recruit people. Because this is another resource. But
yes,
no, I think it's a lot of the things that we talked about, really. I mean, I think, you know, the culture is huge, flexibility on schedule, when it applies, right? Like if a job can be done on a hybrid or flex model, allowing it, right? Not everyone has to be locked into the office to do a job that's maybe on a computer. Other positions, it is what it is. You got to be in the office or you got to be in the shop. So, but I think having that, you know, that mindset that hey, there is some things that we can do to kind of accommodate and attract talent, I think is huge. Wages and career advancement also big, but I think it's just a combination of stuff. The other thing is, you know, with AI, that's going to be another factor on where you put your resources. What jobs can be maybe not eliminated, but maybe made easier so that people's roles can be more focused on bigger picture rather than like the tedious stuff. So I think making those investments is important.
As
well.
I would also add to if there is a shortage, and there will be, and the data says that there will not be enough employees to fit everything, then you have to train and develop the people that are already in the building.
That's right.
And that's just it's going to be mission critical. And I think in Michigan specifically, skilled trades is so important, and the shortage of talented people to be able to build vehicles and the parts that go on them, you're going to just have to teach kids how to do that in the school system. The school systems need to change to develop that as well. And so I think if we can focus on those kinds of things and everything that Aaron mentioned as well, those in combination with each other, companies will be able to succeed with a potentially smaller workforce, but a very talented one. So
nice. Thank you both so much. Great insight. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.